Hello everyone, this is Sheshe and today we're making Friday flowers. This is the hibiscus set that comes from Alina Craft store. Now I want to explain that the hibiscus set is a 6-piece set. It does not come with all these pieces. This is the set right here that comes in the set. And then these two pieces are sold separately. So this is a sold separately piece and this is a sold separately piece. And you can, I'll put the individual links below if you want to purchase the whole set like I have. And we're going to put together this flower. It's a beautiful flower. I just love hibiscus, and we'll make some different color flowers. I didn't want to cut it apart yet because I wanted you to see how the set comes and explain to you, you know, just the different parts so you can see it as a whole and explain why, you know, that is the way it is. So I know someone asked me a question like, why do I cut everything apart? It's because I store my dies on magnet sheets and I use a lot of scraps. So it's just easier for me to use up the scraps and cut out the individual pieces. Plus I do different colors, so I don't cut everything out in white. So I hope that helps. And also I have a smaller die cutting machine, and it just helps me run my dies through that smaller die cutting machine. This would not fit through my machine if I kept everything intact. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. So again, I'll put the links below to the individual pieces if you wanted to get everything, and then also the 6-piece set. Like I said, this is a beautiful set, the hibiscus set. I just love this type of flower. It's so pretty and tropical. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to cut this apart and then we'll put this together so you can see how pretty it is. Okay, I'm just going to cut out some of the pieces. I have already started cutting out some of the smaller pieces, but I just wanted to show you some extra things you can do to get a more realistic look with some of the leaves in the set. So, well, actually just one in particular. You can do this with one of the other leaves, but I'll cut that one out so you can see. I really love this set. It's so pretty. Flowers just turned out amazing. Okay. Now this one in particular, I want to emboss some more detail in the leaf. So I'm going to get my rubber mat, and I'm leaving this in the die itself. And see, I have the rubber mat. You do whatever sandwich that your machine does. So I'm going to get my other plate for embossing and sandwich that in so that you can see more detail, and run this through the machine a second time. You can also stencil a color through the die as well if you want, to get a more realistic look if you like. Okay, here we go. Just going to peel this off the mat. And look at the detail in there, and you could stencil through the actual die itself and make that color pop, you know, if you wanted to do a different color. But I just wanted to show you just how that looked. I did another one in a different color. These are just so pretty and detailed. So I wanted to show you that. And then I did cut out this one. In a darker green. I'll get my little poke tool to start it. These just come right out. is, like that. Then I will also do the other leaf in a dark green. So I'll just run this through real quickly, and then we'll get started in making the hibiscus, because it's not really complicated, but it's so pretty. So I'm just going to do that one really quick too. Bring up my machine again. Now I do have the whole McGill set. I just use this embossing tool because my petals are really, it's the 8mm I'm going to be working with, because the petals are a decent size for that particular stylus. Okay, and then I'm going to, actually, you know what, I can run this through a second time to get more detail out of the leaves, and I'll show you what that looks like. This one I have not played with yet, so I'm curious what that one particular looks like. So I'm just going to get that one and run it through and just see what it looks like real quick. Now, the two that I just showed you, these are sold separately. The round leaf, this one, and the second one that I just shared. Okay, and then it has a little hole that you can poke through to get you started in taking this out of the dye itself. And it just peels right out. No problem at all. And you do get more details in there. That is so pretty and gorgeous. I love it with the embossing. So it does matter to go the extra mile if you want more details in your flowers and greenery. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my pad for embossing the flowers, and you'll need, I'm going to bring back the paper. Okay, with the dies on it, I cut them apart. You'll need one of each, and then one of the single petal. You'll need this for the center, and then you'll also need, did that one slide off? I think it did, but you'll need one of these right here for the center. Okay. All right. Okay, so first up, I'm not really going to spritz this with water because we're gluing and I don't want my petals to be too wet. So I'm going to flip them over, and then I'm using, like I said, 8mm, and I'm just going to round the petals with my stylus and go on a circular motion right there, the single one, and then I'll do the same for the two on the opposite sides. Round it at the tips, go on a circular motion, and then go in a round circular motion like that. Set that to the side, and I'll do the same round. Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know if you guys can see very well. Alright, hopefully that's better. And round, circular motion, round. This one's a really big petal right here. Circular motion. Not too bad. Okay, and then for the little, I don't know, this is called stamen part or whatever, just want to curl this one up like so. See how it's curled like that? Alright, and then we're going to flip them over and press that down. And do the same thing for this one. Press it down with my stylus right in the center. Okay. Now I'm going to get out some glue. We will work on that in a moment when we're ready for it. Okay. For this, kind of got to see which way you want to play with it. So it's just a decision up to you and what looks right. So for this way, I like how this opening where the V is, for this big petal to go there. So that's where I'm going to place this one. And then I'm going to take the big loose petal and stick it under there so that'll finish off my flower. So this is how I'm going to glue it, since I know how I'm going to lay out my flowers. I'm going to do the single petal first. I'll put a little bit of glue on this little petal too. And then this one will go on top. And I knew that because I already laid it out ahead of time. And because there's enough glue, you have some wiggle room to slide things around. Okay. Before it dries. So you can push this one over, slide this one around. Once you get it how you like it, then you can press everything down with the smaller tip of your stylus. And then it should set with the glue. And then make sure to wipe off the stylus because glue can dry on there, and then the next time you go to use it, it may seem harder to emboss with the stylus tip. So just make sure you don't have any glue on there. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. Give that time to dry. And then we're going to work on this part. Now this part, we want it to really go up a little bit, so I'm just going to push some pressure with the 8mm just to go up. And so what you're going to do is just layer that on top of this flower. Just put like a little bit of glue, not a lot, about that much glue. And this is how it's starting to look. And then where this little opening is, that's where you can have this part of the flower to go. It's really up to you. Or you can have it go right here. It's up to you. Some people have it go in all kinds of directions. It can go right here. Or you can have it go the opposite way. To see which one looks the best. Does it look good that way? Or you can have it go the opposite direction. It's all up to you. So that is how you put it together. And then we have some greenery. That you can attach it to. So I hope you found this helpful in putting this set together. This looks really nice. I'll show you a card I made so you can be inspired to play with this set. It looks like this. And I do have a tutorial coming up if you want to see how this card was made. Hopefully I'll have this uploaded by the next day, if you're watching this on Friday. So take care everyone and have a fabulous day.